So my story actually comes from Bloomberg, and I have been hammering the GLP-1 smaller portion idea for a while, getting some pushback from some people. The data's there. You need to know about this. But let's not talk about smaller portions in the essence of GLP-1, but just in the essence of affordability. And so Olive Garden is announcing that they are testing smaller portions as diners seek cheaper options. And this is going to go into a story later on about menu pricing for the National Restaurant Association. But I found this very informative. Quote, Darden Restaurant Inc. rolled out smaller portion, lower priced entrees at select Olive Garden locations during the quarter. The shift reflects broader changes in dining habits. Millions of Americans are now taking weight loss drugs that control appetites, and consumers more broadly are cutting back on dining out to save money. So with consumers, taking these weight loss drugs, they're wanting smaller portions because they physically can't eat it. So if you put yourself in the shoes of these people taking the drugs, if you go to a restaurant and you can only eat half of a portion, why would you spend $36 on an entree when it really should be $18 for the price you can actually eat? And if you've ever gone to Olive Garden, you know the prices are pretty well known, and they built their brand off of large volumes of food. Maybe not entrees, but all you can eat soup and breadsticks. Mainstay of my childhood, mainstay of my high school years, even a mainstay now. Not gonna lie, love me some zuppa Toscana from Olive Garden. But quote, against this backdrop, the initiative is designed to offer guests more variety at approachable price points. A survey by point of sale technology firm Lightspeed Commerce published in August found that 44% of US adults are ordering from kids menus, citing lower prices, smaller portions, and simpler options. The test launched during the quarter features 7 entrees and lighter portions available at dinner and throughout the weekend. These meals are served with Olive Garden's unlimited breadsticks, there you go, and super salad, and are currently offered at about 40% of restaurants. Early results have been encouraging. This all comes when the Darden Group has their stock is not doing well. They're trying to recoup and recover against losses. But again, GLP-1 is affecting diners. Money, like the amount of money people can spend at restaurants, is being affected as well. Not adapting to this is going to hurt you. So just interesting to see like a group like Olive Garden having to. This isn't like, oh, they worked their menu for GLP-1. It's like we are seeing customers not dine with us as much. We're ordering these lesser options. How do we still capture value from them even though they're trying to spend less? Your thoughts, Justin?
I have shared with you offline, Ray, that I just think you're early with like the reason you're getting some pushback on this, I think
Mhm.
is because you're so early on reporting some of this stuff. And yeah, again, could be totally wrong. We'll see how this pans out. I don't think GLP-1s are going to go away anytime soon. I also have shared with you that I don't know if restaurants are the people who are going to need to make the changes, but maybe it's grocery. And that I think is an interesting insight is if you're going to go on to one of these therapies for 6 months to a year, are you just also in that lifestyle change thinking to yourself, restaurants are off the table, no pun intended? Maybe, maybe not. And so making all of these changes for a customer population who might not be coming to see you because of this change that they're on, I don't know, maybe it's just something to consider. Also, I think it's so fascinating to see these big players and how they think about perceived value from the customers that they're serving. We talked about the McDonald's dollar menu being quote unquote back, but it was in line with you need to buy a full priced item and then you get access to buying something else for $1. Same thing with, again, you're going to get these smaller portions. The cost is going to come down, but then we're also going to make sure you leave full in the sense of unlimited breadsticks to go along with your meal.
Yeah.
I also grew up in the Midwest where the Italian restaurants almost made a name off of serving you these gargantuan portions. And it was seen as this huge like benefit of, yeah. And this was like back in the early 2000s. It was like, I'll totally spend $25 for a plate of pasta because I'm going to literally get enough for me to eat dinner now. And then I'm going to get another full size portion that I can take home and have for dinner again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Olive Garden actually experimented with this where they would give you your normal plate. And then instead of giving you a gargantuan bowl of food in front of you, they would give you the option to add a drastically discounted, pre-prepared and packaged in a to-go container portion of pasta to take home for you the next day.
Mhm.
And it was something like a no-brainer deal to add on because, again, you're already dining out and paying quote-unquote retail price to sit in the seat and get this served to you hot in a bowl from a server. But to get it packaged up, it's like that was getting into, meal prep category territory when it comes to the financials. And so again, I'm interested to see where this goes. The kids menu statistic is fascinating. 44%, I think you said,
Yeah.
of people are ordering off the kids menu. There's certainly adults that, love themselves some chicken tenders. And again, as I'm moving into a stage in life where I'm starting to think about ordering off the kids menu for my own kids, it is an interesting insight to see that is the reason that they cited as why they're doing it, is because it's predictability and lower portions and lower portion sizes.
Yep.
Because yeah, if you're worried about, like, if you've ever done any of the research on what the nutritional information is on an entree at Olive Garden, it's crazy.
Not favorable.
Like, you're way past 1,000 calories. And so if you're tracking these things, if you're a MyFitnessPal on my phone type of person, it's like those are starting to be things that you're considering. And if, as have talked about in previous shows, if I now have the option to have a better experience in going to the place that what one person in the friend group or one person in the family is suggesting, I'm much more likely to give a thumbs up to that in the group chat. And then it's like, that's more butts and seats that the business is going to get. So it makes sense to me. I'm just very curious to see, how long does this last? Do other people catch on to this? Is this something that we're going to start to see proliferate further?
Yep. Agreed.